Hello and welcome to Idea TV News Update. I am Cynthia Bassi. We begin with the headlines. U.S. Embassy clarifies visa fee policy for Nigerian application. T. Pompey unveils Garden City Estate in Katsina East. Akwa Ibom declares 2 medical doctors wanted for abdicating duty. 4 TikTokers arrested in Somalia for insulting video. And away from Africa, Charlie Kirk shooting suspects linked to confession on Discord. In health, experts demand mandatory newborn screening for sickle cell disease. Federal government source. And in sports, clears Team Nigeria athletes allowances at World Athletic Championship. And now the news in full. The United States mission in Nigeria has clarified that U.S. visa application fees are non-refundable and non-transferable, aligning with global immigration practices. The embassy explained that the fees cover the cost of processing applications, regardless of whether they are approved or denied. Responding to public concerns, the embassy assured Nigerians that each application is reviewed thoroughly and fairly. It also urged applicants to prepare carefully, use official resources on its website, and follow updated guidelines to avoid denial, revocation, and cancellation. The mission further reminded applicants of recent changes to visa interview requirements, including the need to present a DS-160 form with a confirmation barcode beginning with AAOO. It also reiterated that certain applicants may be affected by the June 2025 presidential proclamation restricting entry for nationals of some countries. Moving on, Abuja's thriving property market has welcomed another milestone, with T. Pompey Estate Limited officially welcoming subscribers to its newest residential development, T. Pompey Garden City, Katsina East. The estate, located in one of the Federal Capital Territory's fastest-growing corridors, is designed to deliver modern and affordable housing while creating an integrated community for residents. With features such as mountain views, paved roads, reliable water and power supply, green spaces, and recreational areas, the project is aimed at accommodating young professionals, families, and investors seeking long-term value. Speaking during a site inspection, Chief Adara Legbe Akintayo, CEO of T. Pompey Concept Limited, spoke about the essence of the Garden City project.
The only thing they need to understand is, I encourage people, the real estate sector is a good sector for young, some of them, I come across them on social media, I see what they are doing. Yeah, they are doing pretty well. But all I will just tell them to do is to go for the document first and make sure you give people what they paid for. That's all. I don't see any, what can cause, I don't see any challenges within you and somebody. Somebody pay you, you give the person the product. So where's the problem? I'm not foreseeing any issue in the real estate, unless if the documents is defective. That can be the only issue.
All right, thank you. So how?
For many subscribers, investing in T. Pompey Garden City is a lifestyle upgrade, especially with Katsina Estate quickly becoming a magnet for property buyers, thanks to its proximity to major city hubs and its growing infrastructure. With construction already underway, T. Pompey Garden City, Katsina East is expected to strengthen the district's reputation as one of Abuja's most promising real estate corridors, blending lifestyle, security, and investment potential for residents. Moving on, the Akwa Ibom state government has declared 2 medical doctors wanted for allegedly abandoning their duty posts after being trained for 8 years with state resources. Commissioner for Health, Dr. Ekem John, announced at a press briefing in Uyo that the doctors Ukwabasi Ita, a consultant radiologist, and Mfonobong Basi, a consultant hematologist, left their positions in search of greener pastures without first serving the state. Dr. John explained that the state had made it mandatory for all medical personnel sponsored for training to work in its service for an agreed number of years before seeking opportunities elsewhere. He said the government had stopped their salaries and would track them locally and internationally, warning that the Ministry of Health would also alert the Medical and Dental Council in any country where they attempt to practice. The commissioner urged the doctors to immediately report to the Ministry of Health or refund the full cost of their training. He stressed that the government would not allow its best trained personnel to exit without first serving the people of Akwa Ibom State. Dr. John commended Governor Umoeno for declaring a state of emergency in the health sector, assuring that the Arise agenda would deliver a stronger healthcare system for the state. In other news, police in Somalia have arrested 4 TikTok content creators accused of insulting President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud in a dance video. The clip, which went viral online, featured the men dancing to a remixed campaign song originally used during the president's 2022 election, with the lyrics altered to include derogatory remarks. Authorities say the suspects are in custody and will face formal charges. This marks the first time social media influencers in Somalia have been detained for allegedly targeting a top politician. In the past, several TikTok users have been jailed for spreading clan-based insults, incitements, or content deemed immoral. Last year, 7 TikTokers were sentenced to 6 months in prison by Mogadishu court for provoking civil unrest. Police spokesman General Abdul Aden warned that acts disrespecting national leaders or institutions will not be tolerated. The arrests have reignited debate about freedom of expression, with some defending the influencers while others back the government's stance. TikTok, hugely popular among Somali youth and diaspora communities, has previously faced calls for a ban over concerns about misinformation, extremism, and moral erosion. Away from Africa, the suspected killer of U.S. conservative activist Charlie Kirk, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, appeared to confess on messaging platform Discord just hours before his arrest. According to the company and law enforcement sources, Robinson wrote, "It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all this," referencing to the Utah Valley University event where Kirk was shot in the neck. He was later taken into custody after reportedly telling his father about the killing and agreeing to surrender. Robinson, who is being held without bail at Utah Council Jail, faces charges of aggravated murder, obstruction of justice, and unlawful discharge of a firearm. If convicted, he could face the death penalty. Investigators revealed that Discord chats involving Robinson and friends also contained banter about the shooting, though the company stressed there was no evidence he had planned the attack on its platform. The killing of the 31-year-old activist who co-founded Turning Point USA and was a close ally of former President Donald Trump has sparked outrage across the United States. Vigils have been held nationwide and abroad while political leaders continue to trade blame over rising violent rhetoric. Robinson is due to appear in court on Tuesday as investigators probe his motive and online activity. We'll go on a quick break now. The news continues when we return.
Machine customers. Machine customers are AI systems that can make autonomous purchasing decisions on behalf of businesses or individuals. These systems analyze data, predict needs, and place orders without human intervention. For example, AI-powered chatbots can reorder supplies for a company when stock runs low. While this trend improves efficiency, it raises concerns about control and accountability over automated processes. As companies explore this concept further, B2B and B2C transactions will increasingly rely on machine customers.
Welcome back. If you're just joining, this is the Idea TV News Update. Now the rest of the news continues. In health, medical experts and sickle cell advocates are calling on the federal government to enforce compulsory newborn screening across all hospitals to curb the rising cases of sickle cell disease in Nigeria. Speaking at the leadership lecture series in Lagos, stakeholders urged the government to legislate universal testing, subsidize health insurance, and strengthen laboratory standards to ensure accurate results. They warned that weak policies, poor awareness, and limited access to healthcare have worsened Nigeria's sickle cell burden, with the World Health Organization estimating that about 150,000 babies are born with the disorder in the country every year, the highest globally. Experts stress that without urgent intervention, thousands more children will continue to face preventable suffering. The stakeholders also highlighted the psychological and financial toll on families, calling for specialized insurance packages, wider access to treatment, and stronger public sensitization. They added that enforcing early screening and counseling would empower Nigerians to make informed reproductive decisions, reduce avoidable deaths, and improve the quality of life for people living with sickle cell disease. In business news, the federal government has suspended the implementation of the 4% free on-board levy earlier introduced by the Nigeria Customs Service on imported goods. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, announced the decision after widespread concerns from importers and trade experts over the levy's negative impact on businesses and the economy. A letter signed by the ministry explained that consultations with stakeholders revealed the levy would worsen inflation, increase the cost of goods, and weaken Nigeria's trade competitiveness. The suspension, however, is not a cancellation but a pause to allow further review and dialogue with industry players. Importers and business operators have welcomed the move as a relief in the current economic climate. Analysts say the review provides an opportunity for the government to balance revenue generation with economic stability while aligning customs policies with broader reforms to ease the cost of doing business in Nigeria. And lastly, in sports, the National Sports Commission has confirmed that it has cleared all allowances and bonuses for Nigerian athletes competing at the ongoing 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan. The announcement was made in a statement by the Commission's Director of Press, Dr. Kehinde Ajayi, today. Director General of the NSC, Bukola Olopade, assured the athletes that the federal government remains committed to their welfare. Speaking during a meeting with the team and officials of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, Olopade urged the athletes to uphold patriotism in their performances and conduct, stressing that they represent Nigeria's image on the world stage. The Tokyo Championships have already delivered historic moments for Nigeria. Rising sprinter Kayinsola Ajayi became the first Nigerian in 18 years to reach the men's 100-meter final, while world champion Tobi Amusan won silver in the women's 100-meter hurdles with a time of 12.24 seconds. The competition runs until the 21st of September at the Japan National Stadium. And that's all we have for you at Idea TV News Update. On Idea TV News Update, I beg your pardon, but before we go, here's a recap of the headlines. U.S. Embassy clarifies visa fee policy for Nigerian application. We brought to you news that T. Pompey unveils Garden City Estate in Kasana East. We also brought to you news that Akwa Ibom declares 2 medical doctors wanted for abdicating duty. 4 TikTokers arrested in Somalia for insulting president in dance video. And away from Africa, Charlie Kirk shooting suspect linked to confession on Discord. In health, experts demand mandatory newborn screening for sickle cell disease. In business, federal government suspends controversial 4% import duty levy. And lastly, in sports, NSC clears Team Nigeria athletes allowances at World Athletics Championship. And that's all we have for you on Idea TV News Update. My name is Cynthia Bassi. Thank you for watching.